Relations between Pretoria and Washington have taken another sharp dip after the United States abruptly revoked former international relations and cooperation minister Naledi Pandor's visa, a move that threatens to further strain ties just days before the G20 Leaders Summit in Johannesburg. Pandor confirmed the development, saying she received a short email from the U.S. consulate informing her of the revocation, with no explanation provided. The former minister, who retired last year, has been an outspoken supporter of Palestine and played a central role in South Africa's historic genocide case against Israel at the International Court of Justice (ICJ), a step strongly opposed by Washington. The timing of the U.S. government's decision comes amid intensifying diplomatic friction surrounding the G20 summit. President Cyril Ramaphosa has pushed back against Washington's plan to send a low-ranking delegation led by Charge d'Affaires Mark Dillard for the ceremonial handover of the G20 presidency. The White House has also taken a hard line, with Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt criticizing Ramaphosa and accusing him of running his mouth over comments he made regarding U.S. participation at the summit. Earlier, it was reported that Pandor expressed disappointment over U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio's decision not to attend the G20 foreign ministers meeting, and said, "I think it's extremely disappointing and of concern. I hope our Minister of International Relations speaking to Secretary Rubio, but also to senior officials in the State Department through our Director General to engage, persuade, and provide clarity." Pandor stressed that South Africa must intensify diplomatic outreach to address what she views as a widespread misunderstandings about the country's stance on key geopolitical issues, and said, "We have been and continue to be a good partner to the United States. We need to provide information on the factual position concerning the matters raised so far, many of which in my view have been misconstrued. A great deal of diplomatic effort is needed on our part." The visa revocation is likely to escalate already fraught relations as the world's major economies gather in Johannesburg, with Washington's downgraded representation and tough rhetoric adding to an increasingly uneasy diplomatic atmosphere. Meanwhile, the Democratic Alliance leader and Agriculture Minister John Steenhuisen stated that it's unbefitting of incoming host, the U.S., to snub the G20 Leaders Summit this weekend. He said that the world superpower had not done itself any favors by boycotting most of this year's meetings and isolating itself from the global community. Steenhuisen said given that South Africa would form part of the troika of G20 host next year, it would have been better for the US to have had a delegation participation in this year's G20 program. He said it's to be expected that G20 countries will not always agree on all matters, and said particularly when you are the incoming host country. I think that was poor form. I think no matter what you think about the G20 and what you think about South Africa, the institution is important. Steenhuisen points out that as this year's G20 host, South Africa will still have an important role to play at next year's G20, and that I think it's very important that we go there and take what we've asserted and what we've achieved in this G20 and make sure it finds expression in that G20. He said that although the absence of the US in discussions on agriculture had been challenging, he believed that this year's meetings still produced a good outcome.
So important, particularly when you're the incoming host country. I think that was poor form, and I think that no matter what you think about the G20 and what you think about South Africa, the institution is important, and I think the institution of the G20 and the body of the G20, I think rightly requires the respect that South Africa has shown it and that any host country has to show it. And so I'm sympathetic to the President's view in this particular matter, and I think that it wasn't great form.
President Cyril Ramaphosa also believed that there should be zero tolerance for countries that threaten the national sovereignty of another state. Ramaphosa's comments come amid growing calls for stronger global cooperation across the globe. Multilateralism is among the key themes on the table at the G20 discussions under South Africa's presidency, which is due to end this weekend. Thinly veiled criticism about bully states also comes amid concerns about the US President Donald Trump's approach to foreign policy, which is defined by an America First doctrine that is highly skeptical of traditional multilateralism. Ramaphosa addressed delegates at the close of the B20 summit at the Sandton Convention Center on Thursday, where business leaders from G20 member states joined other global captains of industry. He said, "We are sovereign countries and we need to be treated as equals. Our sovereignty needs to be respected. We need to sit around the table as equals and have the same share of knowledge, the same share of capability without any bullying of the other, without any."
The outgoing president, USA as will be the current president then, and the United Kingdom, who will be the incoming president, will sit in a troika to prepare and to run that G20 and influence. And the UK have already declared that even if the USA drops, because they've indicated their thematic areas, even if the UK drops that which will come out of Johannesburg and South Africa, they will proceed with that agenda. So we are safe. The sun, like we said, it will continue to rise from the east and set in the west. Thank you.
How did the Center for Conversations, please, one question. Just one question. Just one, please. Can I have a question? Thank you so much.
We have received notice from the United States, a notice which we are still in discussions with them over, about a change of mind about participating in one shape, form or other in the summit. So the discussions are still ongoing. This comes really at the late hour before the summit begins. And so therefore we do need to engage in those types of discussions to see how practical it is and what it finally really means. In a way, we see this as a positive sign, very positive, because, as I've often said, boycott politics never work. It's always best to be inside the tent than being outside of the tent. The tent is G20. All countries are here, and the United States, being the biggest economy in the world, needs to be here. So it's pleasing to hear that there is a change.
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.